A dozen people were exposed to anhydrous ammonia today after a leak was reported at a plant near Leal, North Dakota. It's about 30 miles northwest of Valley City. It's in Barnes County. This happened right along Highway 9 just after 2:30 this afternoon. The emergency manager said the leak was quickly contained by workers before first responders arrived. 3 people, though, were taken to the hospital in Valley City for observation, but no serious injuries were reported. The